My name's Ed Piskor.
I'm Jim Rugg.
And Jim, the word is out on the streets, man. Red Room is going to be coming out beginning in May, and there are several different flavors of this comic that people are going to be able to get their hands on. This is the original first cover for the comic that people were able to pre-order through the Fantagraphics website, the one that you're going to see.
Everybody wants one of these.
Yes.
Because this is sort of like the main version.
Yeah, it's like, where were you when Walking Dead 1 came out? Yeah, I looked past it as well. You don't want to make that mistake twice, especially when the movie starts coming out. Thousands of these pre-ordered, mostly by the Kayfabe audience. I got to thank you guys for making that happen. But the retailers got hold of us, and we at Fantagraphics, we don't know from monthly comics and direct market all that much, man. So we start hearing about retail variants and things like this. Well, we're like, when in Rome. So here's the deal with the retail exclusive variants. 5 copies get sold to an individual or the store. A person can buy this stuff. I actually kind of recommend it. One of the reasons that I accepted this was that I know that if certain people read this who don't know about it, they're going to dig it. You know what I mean? You will not be sitting on these comics very long.
We've said it in the past, it's a horror story.
Yeah.
Horror is one of the biggest genres in the world beyond medium, such as comics. So perfect for your friends. I have friends who are not comic collectors, but every now and then I buy them comics because I read something that I think they'll dig. And horror is a really good fit for that.
So when we started putting this together, I'm spinning many plates, Jimmy, to make my comics happen. They're like, Ed, do you want to do a variant? I'm like, yeah, man, but it has to plug into this thing because I just can't. It takes me a long time to design a cover, man. So that's the Eddie P variant. You sell 5 copies, man. Store has access to unlock that one. You came through in the clutch, my man, with an extremely impressive variant cover that is going to be available at the level of 12 copies or more. They're going to be able to choose the Jim Rugg variant by way of Dan Clowes and 8-Ball #1.
I always feel a little uncomfortable whenever you call it the Jim Rugg variant because it is an homage to 8-Ball #1. Fantagraphics, publisher of 8-Ball, publisher of Red Room, seemed like it could be a good fit. And when I started lining up characters, it fit perfectly. So this is really fun. One of my favorite cartoonists, Dan Clowes, my favorite comic, 8-Ball. Pretty fun to pay homage to it. And here's my shameless plug, everyone. Patreon.com/Jim Rugg. I post the process of making this. So I have some of the pencil sketches. I pulled out the Dan Clowes Studio Edition and measured the original art size for his covers for 8-Ball at this time. So, same size, my original and stuff. So that's available right now. You can view that on patreon.com/Jim Rugg.
That's super sick, man.
Yeah, this was a fun one. I like doing these homages where you get to kind of think about why does Dan Clowes, get into the details. It's a chance to study an artist that I enjoy. So
spot on. People on Instagram were like, Ed, I thought you got Clowes to do a variant cover.
I'm glad to clear that up here because it's not like I'm trying to pull something over on people and take any credit for that design. It's obviously if you've seen 8-Ball 1, if not, look it up. But clearly that's what this is.
Not the first time either, man. I remember a Street Angel comic at Phantom of the Attic when we first were kicking it, and they would have the front and back covers visible sometimes whenever those single issues were coming out, and I couldn't believe it. I thought that Clowes hooked you up, man.
Talk about plugging myself. There
Pause.
You go.
Yeah, with this right here.
Yeah, let me take this over again. I would do these on the backs of my first Street Angel because I couldn't afford to pay Dan Clowes or Jim Lee or anybody to do a pinup, but I always love to see characters, drawn by different artists. So there's my Jim Lee version of Street Angel.
Totally works. Like he could have got you to draw. You would have bumped Brett Booth.
High praise.
And you would have been drawing Stormwatch.
But my early attempt at a Dan Clowes homage there, maybe a little bit more in the Ghost World time period.
Love it, man. So a dozen copies unlocks the Jim Rugg variant, and hot off of her current success, Demon Days, the X-Men joint, Peach MOMOKO, who's like a cottage industry unto herself, when it comes to the variant game.
I dig that cover, man.
She's awesome. 20 copies unlocks the Peach MOMOKO variant. And she, like I said, she's a cottage industry unto herself, man. Like she's got a ton of variants out there. I think even with her X-Men one, her Demon Days joint, there's one variant that is you order 500 copies and it'll unlock that one, man.
Unbelievable.
Crazy
Very
stuff.
cool. This is what I talk about, though. It's so cool to see other artists interpret. You know, like I've been seeing these characters from your drawings. It's really neat to see somebody else see what they pull out of it, what they respond to stylistically to put into their version.
It's so rad, man. Checking out both of your fur textures, like on the outfit, super gnarly. Very cool. Thrilled with that. 20 copies get you that. And there are stores out there who are running excellent businesses, man. Dude, Steve at Third Eye Comics hit me up and was like, how many copies do I have to order for it to make sense to get an exclusive cover? Dude ordered 1,000 copies, man. So any stores out there that want to order 1,000, we will hook up a fresh exclusive cover for you guys. This one based off of the famed Sam Keith Marvel Comics Presents cover with Wolverine. Just picture Wolverine with 2 sets of claws, tattered outfit. You don't even see this leg. Like I was trying to figure out like how where do I even put that leg, man? But covered in blood, covered in gore. I think that you could even pre-order this one today. If not today, in the very, very near future. So just hit up Third Eye Comics. You could just Google that. And just for the sake of conversation while we're here, Jimmy.
Yeah, man, show off some more covers. I like all these.
Here's the cover for issue 2 that could be pre-ordered right now from the Fantagraphics website. It's not in previews just yet, man. But
I love the title treatment with the knife, and my mind goes to Jay Lee Youngblood Strike
Totally.
File
Totally.
with cool looking knives like that, man, and that one's pretty gnarly.
And the binary code does say something. So if anybody wants to go spell that out, man, be my guest. Hot off the presses, man. I think this is going to be available for pre-order on the website today, maybe tomorrow. This is the cover for issue 3. Decided to go quiet
I love that cover.
on this one, man. Let the image do the talking completely. And I was spinning gears. You know how that goes sometimes when you're coming up with a bunch of designs and so in color treatments. At a certain point, I don't know what's good and what's bad. Jim, which one should I use, man? You were like red. You know, I just had white and just the red on the pupils. You're like, nah, man, red from a distance. This is my eye, by the way.
Nice.
You know, blew up the image, just, drew it off of that.
That makes sense. That's part of why I think that image works so well. You know, it obviously reads, but it looks good. And the needles, man. The needles have such a great history in comics.
The injury to the eye, specifically, Jack Cole shouts, Frederick Wortham, suck a dick. And here's a little drawing tip for you guys. If you ever have to draw like the needle coming close to the eyeball or something, man, the closer you get the shadow to the tip of the needle, that's how you gauge your distance from the needle to the eyeball. So keep that in mind.
This scares me now because this shadow looks really, really good, very accurate. Whenever you tell me that's your eye and then we start looking at that shadow, it scares me what your reference was like.
I'm not cyclopean yet. And big news that came out just this past week. We'll probably do a bigger video about this closer to the time because it's not going to be until August. But here is the cover spread for the Fantagraphics Silver Edition 2021 free comic book day comic. 33 pages of comic gonna be in this sucker. It's like a PG story, man. There's not really any gore. It was really fun. There's 5 different stories that are gonna be in this thing. Tasked myself with doing PG rated Red Room comics, and it sounds impossible, and it nearly is.
I was going to say, it's probably too far to say all ages. But what a good parameter. That's a really cool way to challenge yourself with this material.
It was really fun. And you guys out there in the Kayfabe audience that have been hanging out at the streams that I was doing over the past couple of weeks, I was working on a strip called Juniper. And if you're on my Instagram, you see images from it as well. That's going to be included in here, man. A 9-page story in full color, playing around with kind of like Stand By Me, E.T., Carl Burks, John Stanley kind of kids coloring with an outlaw approach, man.
I'm excited for is when this gets close. Whenever it's time to make the video on that comic,
It's gonna
that's a
be sick.
spectacular comic.
It's going to be sick, man. So there's 5 different stories in this thing. Tell your shop to get weight in this free comic book day comic. I think free comic book day is going to happen in August. Closer to that time, we'll do the bigger video, man. But lots on the plate in the Kayfabe offices, Jimmy.
I love all these covers. Really impressive.
And a new month comes every 30 days, so there's going to be more talk later. Issue 4 is inspired by AC Comics. I use the Leroy lettering. That's probably where my mind is with the cover motif. Once again, it takes me a long time to design these stupid covers.
It's really exciting, though.
But
I can't wait to have all of these in my hands. Like, this is going to be amazing as, like, tangible objects. These covers look great, Ed.
It's fun. Want to thank everybody who put in their pre-orders already. Wanted to sort of just lay out how the variants kind of work. Stores have different ways of putting them out there. Sometimes there will be like lotteries that are held for people who pick up the Red Room comic, and then your name goes into a hat. There are some people out there who have a big enough circle or have some eBay shop or something like that, man, where they'll get the 20 copies, they'll get the peach cover, and sell or give away the other stuff as gifts, man. So a lot of ways to skin that cat. This is the current Red Room progress, and I want to thank everybody who put in their pre-orders at this moment. That said, we got to get back to making comics, man. I got to do about 28 pages every 30 days, man. So, got to get back on that grind. Kayfabers, like, follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell. We're going to notify you when new vids are available. Jimmy, what do you have in the wild?
Patreon.com/JimRugg, where right now, if you pop in there, you can see the making of the 8-ball homage version of the Red Room variant.
Awesome, man. And you guys know what this is. Hit the link tree in the description below. You could put in your pre-orders for the monthly issues. You can sign up for my Patreon, patreon.com/EdPiskor. Read these comics ahead of time. What else do we have?
Subscribe to the Cartoonist Kayfabe e-newsletter to keep up with everything we have going on. As you can see, 2021 is going to be a busy year for Cartoonist Kayfabe. The e-newsletter is the best way to make sure you don't miss anything. You can sign up for that in the links below this video. You can also find Cartoonist Kayfabe t-shirts and merchandise in links below this video.
Jimmy, the drawing boards are calling us, man. Give us some marching orders and we'll get the heck out of here.
Order more Red Room comics.